Ren Zhengfei, speaking to a gathering of in-house scientists, researchers, and interns early last month, said the company will continue developing its 5G and artificial intelligence businesses while also working to secure its lead in next-generation technology, according to an internal company document. Ren also discussed the impact of Washington's crackdown on his company, which began in 2019 when the US restricted Huawei's use of American technology, citing national security concerns. Now, Huawei is no longer trying to obtain the world's most advanced components, such as chips. The CEO said as he acknowledged that the company's smartphone business, one of the pillars of its operations, has suffered heavily from US sanctions. Huawei will also continue to hire top global talent, including from the US, with higher pay than offered in other markets, Ren said. Huawei is recruiting overseas talent, especially in Europe. Huawei is seeking to lure foreign tech talent to China to lead in 6G and dominate global standards. Those are some of the points made by Huawei founder and CEO Ren Zhengfei in a recent internal meeting. Is it time for a pay rise? A new 10 billion yuan or $1.6 billion research campus in Qingpu, Shanghai was being developed as a place where non-Chinese scientists feel comfortable to live and work. Ren said the 1.6 million square meter campus, due to complete in 2023, will host at least 30,000 research staff, primarily to develop handset and IoT chips. Ren said, "Our compensation packages must align with international talent markets, higher than those offered by local talent markets." 6 reasons why. Ren said Huawei would seek to lead in both 5G and 6G. He said the company's R&D system, combining both basic research and product development, would enable Huawei to lead the world in 5G and other domains. To prepare for 6G, Huawei should develop industry 5G and AI, with a special focus verticals such as ports, airports, data center energy, and coal mines. He said 6G might deliver detection and sensing capabilities. This might be a new direction of development for radio waves. Future growth of 6G might not be limited to high-bandwidth communications, he said. For the Shenzhen-based company, the development of 6G technology was preparation against a rainy day. He said, "We aim to seize the ground of 6G pens. We must not wait until 6G becomes viable, as waiting would impose constraints on us due to a lack of patents." In the past, Huawei had embraced standards because it lagged behind the rest of the world and did not have a large customer base. When it came to 6G and other new technologies, Huawei hoped to set the pace with its standards. When we aim to pierce the sky and take the lead in the world, we must not be restricted by standards and must dare to blaze our trails, establish de facto standards, and attract others to connect with us. Huawei has begun research on 6G, the successor to 5G mobile networks, which are not yet widespread, according to its CEO Ren Zhengfei. 5G is the name of next-generation mobile networks that promises super-fast data speeds and the ability to underpin new technologies like driverless cars. These networks are slowly rolling out in places such as South Korea, the UK, and soon China. However, they're not yet available on a large scale. However, Huawei's founder Ren is already talking about 6G. "We have parallel work being done on 5G and 6G, so we started 6G a long time ago," Ren said during a CNBC-hosted panel on Thursday. He said it's in an early phase and there's still a long way to go before commercialization, according to an official translation of his Mandarin comments. Ren said the technology is still 10 years out. Several things need to take place before 6G becomes a reality. For any new mobile network generation, standards need to be set by the industry. This has taken place for 5G and initial discussions have happened regarding 6G, but standards could take years to form. Another issue is that it's still not clear what 6G will be needed for. Huawei is currently focusing its efforts on 5G, however. The company has signed over 50 commercial 5G contracts, more than its closest competitors, Nokia and Ericsson. The Chinese tech giant is facing continued pressure on the US, which has accused it of being a national security risk, saying that it could build backdoors into its networking equipment to allow the Chinese government to spy on Americans. Huawei has repeatedly denied those allegations. What else did Mr. Ren say about the US? Last week, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo warned the country's allies against using Huawei technology, saying it would make it more difficult for Washington to partner alongside them. Australia, New Zealand, and the U.S. have already banned or blocked Huawei from supplying equipment for their future 5G mobile broadband networks, while Canada is reviewing whether the company's products present a serious security threat. Mr. Ren warned that the world cannot leave us because we're more advanced. If the lights go out in the west, the east will still shine. And if the north goes dark, there's still the south. America doesn't represent the world. America only represents a portion of the world. What did Mr. Ren say about investment in the UK? The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre has decided that any risk posed by using Huawei technology in UK telecoms projects can be managed. Many of the UK's mobile companies, including Vodafone, EE and Three, are working with Huawei to develop their 5G networks. They're awaiting a government review due in March or April that will decide whether they can use Huawei technology. Commenting on the possibility of a UK ban, Mr. Ren said Huawei won't withdraw our investment because of this. We will continue to invest in the UK. What did Mr. Ren say about the Chinese government spying? Huawei, which is China's largest private company, has been under scrutiny for its links to the Chinese government, with the US and others expressing concerns its technology could be used by China's security services to spy. Under Chinese law, firms are compelled to support, cooperate with, and collaborate in national intelligence work. But Mr. Ren said that allowing spying was a risk he wouldn't take. According to him, the Chinese government has already clearly said that it won't install any backdoors, and we won't install backdoors either. We're not going to risk the disgust of our country and our customers all over the world because of something like this. Our company will never undertake any spying activities. If we have any such actions, then I'll shut the company down. Is Huawei part of the Chinese state? For a man to know as reclusive and secretive, Ren Zhengfei seemed confident in the conviction that the business he built for the last 30 years can withstand the scrutiny from Western governments. While he answered all of the questions, he refused to be drawn into a conversation on this, only to say that these were not facts, simply allegations, and insisted that political connections are not what has led Huawei to be successful today. He also confirmed that there is a Communist Party committee in Huawei, but he said this is what all companies, foreign or domestic, operating in China must have to abide by the law. Now, Huawei Technologies will push ahead with developing 6G wireless technology in defiance of a US crackdown on the Chinese tech giant. Its founder and CEO has told employees, exhorting them to break limits in the sky and set global standards for the emerging industry. Though still in its infancy, 6G promises to open the door to even more futuristic applications, including in the fields of space research and earth sciences.